All right, well, welcome to my new office for now, because we're going to move the location across the parking lot. And yesterday I had, the silly foreboding that nothing bad happened, so something bad was going to happen because that's just the way it happens. And things happened, but they don't necessarily have to be negative here just because they're maybe negative out there. But a mechanic pulled a fast one on my wife. And I got a distressed text from her. She was at the dealership, and they were recommending an extremely expensive $1,000. This is routine servicing, but they were recommending replacing all four tires and realigning the car. And I know that they'd never pull this with a guy. And I said, all right, I'm not far. Let me come over, and I can be there in 40 minutes. And let me come over and take a look before we consent to this. And she said that they're at lunch. They're going to come back at 1. I got there before 1, and lo and behold, the work was done. And not cool. So what's the Stoic response to assholes, to bad people? Well, I could be like, well, maybe something's going on their end and everything like that. And I want to be kind. But the one thing that I also don't want to be is a pushover. And I have to advocate for my wife before I advocate for random strangers in a car dealership who are bad actors. So, without making a big fuss or a scene, it took me about 45 minutes to get to the bottom of, where are the tires? Show me the tires. And 2 of them showed uneven wear, but there was plenty of tread, and 2 of them were perfectly fine. And yet, they wanted to, and they did, replace all 4 tires to the tune of $1,000 and more, without really getting a written work order from her. And how do you handle that? How do you? It's been done. Do I make a big scene? Do I yell at the guy? They made some guy work through lunch because she told them, my husband's coming, can we wait? And they were like, yeah, no problem, we're gonna have lunch. But then they just made a guy work through lunch to get it done. So what's the Stoic response to that? And first of all, A, don't make a scene. B, firmly want answers, which I got. They weren't satisfactory answers, but I got answers. And C, that's what Google reviews are for. That's why you stop doing business with businesses, because that's what they did to the relationship. So it was less mentally draining to not go through all the histrionics of how I might normally do things. And going forward, what I can control is, I can control my Google review. I can control where we do business in the future. And I can control how we manage these things going forward so that this doesn't happen again. As my earliest broker told me, it's tuition in the school of life. But a lot of the reactions that are typical in this situation, one might say the less enlightened, non-Stoic reactions, are more draining, more tiresome, don't really get anything done, and just make a lot of people unhappy and magnify and amplify the upset. What I want to do is, even though it's all happening out there, it doesn't have to happen here, is minimize the upset part of it and maximize what I can do to control it not happening again and containing the damage. And of course, amor fati.